What if I told you that the reason most people stay broke has nothing to do with how much they earn and everything to do with a trap they didn't even know they walked into? A trap designed to feel like a dream, but built to be a cage. Most Americans are trapped, not because they lack intelligence, but because they've been conditioned from birth to trade their future freedom for present-day symbols of status. We are taught to be consumers before we are taught to be creators. Warren Buffett calls it the ovarian lottery. Your birth was the most important event of your life. If you're reading this, you've already won a significant ticket. But how you play that ticket, the discipline you apply to your luck, is what defines your destiny. The biggest hurdle is the scorecard. Most people live by an outer scorecard, worried about what the neighbors think. Buffett lives by an inner scorecard. Would you rather be the world's greatest lover and have everyone think you're the worst, or the world's worst lover and have everyone think you're the greatest? We live in a culture that manipulates our deepest insecurities. It tells us that we are what we own and that happiness is just one more purchase away. It is a psychological war for your wallet, fought with every advertisement you see. Every morning, a man with over $100 billion stops at a drive-thru. His order is determined by the stock market. If he's not feeling prosperous, he spends exactly $2.61. It's not about the money, it's about the discipline of the choice. Warren knows that wealth is built by managing the small things, so the large things have the room to grow. Chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. Your daily habits are either building your fortune or funding someone else's. Most people fail because they focus on good opportunities that distract them from great ones. Buffett's 5-25 rule is a filter for your life. Focus only on your top 5 goals and treat the rest as the avoid at all cost list. Selective focus is the billionaire superpower. Long before Wall Street, a 13-year-old Buffett was delivering newspapers. He tracked expiring subscriptions to upsell customers. By 15, he saved enough to buy a 40-acre farm. He didn't wait for wealth to happen. He engineered it through relentless, unglamorous hustle. At 15, he bought a used pinball machine for $25 and placed it in a barber shop on a profit share deal. Within months, he had an empire across Omaha. He understood early that real wealth comes from systems that generate cash while you sleep. Leverage your ideas, not just your time. Take debt. Credit cards are the ultimate anti-compounding machine. You're essentially paying someone else for the privilege of spending money you haven't earned yet. You're renting your own lifestyle from a bank. Buffett once told a woman that paying off an 18% interest rate was better than any investment tip he could provide. You cannot make progress in life when you are running a race with 18% lead boots. Pay yourself first by paying off your debts. He warns that smart people are ruined by 3 things: liquor, ladies, and leverage. Most people use leverage, debt, to chase marginal gains, risking what they have and need for what they don't have and don't need. It's financial insanity. Imagine you have a partner named Mr. Market. Every day he offers you a price for your business. Some days he's euphoric, some days he's depressed. He's there to serve you with his pocketbook, not to guide you with his wisdom. Don't let his emotions dictate your future. On Buffett's desk sits a metaphorical pile labeled "too hard." If he doesn't understand a business, he doesn't touch it. Most people stay broke because they try to be experts in everything, chasing every hot tip and every complex scheme. Intellectual honesty is the first step to wealth. In 1972, Buffett bought See's Candy. He learned the power of pricing power, the ability to raise prices without losing customers. When you buy a kiss, you don't check the price tag. Great businesses, like great lives, are built on brand and value, not just cost. Then there's inflation, the gigantic corporate tapeworm. It silently consumes your purchasing power. If your returns aren't beating the tapeworm, you're not gaining ground. You're slowly being eaten alive by the cost of living. You must own productive assets to survive. The best business is a toll bridge, an asset that commerce must pass through. In an inflationary world, A toll bridge built in old dollars is priceless. Build your personal moat with skills and discipline that act as a toll bridge for your income. Protect your assets from the tapeworm. Without a moat, your wealth is always under siege. In 1963, American Express faced a scandal that halved its stock price. While everyone panicked, Buffett went into the field. He saw people were still using their cards and traveler's checks. He realized the moat was intact. High conviction is born from observation, not just numbers. Buffett views his shareholders as partners, not just investors. This owner-oriented principle is vital for your own life. Treat your time and your money as if you are the CEO of your own destiny. Align your interests with the long term, not the temporary. Partner with yourself. Lifestyle inflation is the ultimate trap. The moment someone gets a raise, they buy a bigger car or a more expensive watch. They call it living better. I call it building a gilded cage. They are working harder just to pay for the cage. Don't let your expenses grow as fast as your income. Stay in the game. Consider this. The Oracle has lived in the same house since 1958. He purchased it for $31,000. He knows that possessions don't create joy, autonomy does. Contentment is the ultimate hedge against lifestyle inflation. He'd move if he were unhappy, but he's not. Joy is found in peace, not space. His life isn't defined by the size of his mansion, but by the strength of his internal locus of control. He doesn't need to impress people he doesn't even like. When you stop caring about the outer scorecard, you become truly free. True wealth is the ability to say no to things you don't want to do. Autonomy is the prize. Munger and Buffett focus on their circle of competence. They don't try to be geniuses. They find their edge, stay inside the boundary, and wait for the right pitch. Most people miss the pitch because they're looking at someone else's game. Stay in your lane and master it. Don't chase the crowd. Imagine you only have 20 slots on a punch card for your entire life. Each investment, each major decision uses one slot. Scarcity forces quality. If you knew you only had 20 shots, you'd only swing at the absolute best. Stop swinging at every mediocre idea that passes by. Every decision is a punch. Make them count. At age 11, Warren bought his first stock. He sold it too early for a tiny profit, only to watch it skyrocket. He learned the hardest lesson early. The high cost of impatience is the death of wealth. Time is the greatest multiplier. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is today. Patience is a skill. Even the Oracle makes mistakes. Buffett bought Berkshire Hathaway out of spite because the manager tried to cheat him out of 12 cents a share. He spent 20 years trying to fix a dying textile business. Emotion is the enemy of wealth. Never let pride dictate your portfolio. Cut your losses and pivot. In 1951, a 20-year-old Buffett took a train to Washington and pounded on the locked doors of Geico until a janitor let him in. He spent 4 hours learning the insurance business from an executive. That one Saturday changed his life. Extraordinary wealth requires extraordinary initiative. Knock on the locked doors. He discovered the magic of float, money an insurance company holds before paying claims. It's essentially a massive zero-interest loan that he could invest for Berkshire's benefit. He found a system that paid him to hold their money. Look for asymmetric advantages in your own career. Find your float. The market is a church and a casino. The church is for long-term investing, valuing the farm's crops. The casino is for speculation, betting on the price of the dirt. Most people stay broke because they prefer the excitement of the casino over the peace of the church. Choose the church. Your future depends on it. In 1999 at Sun Valley, Buffett warned a room of tech billionaires that the boom was a bubble. He compared it to the early auto industry. Hundreds of companies, almost all went bust. Technology changes the world, but it doesn't always make you rich. Beware the hype. Stick to what creates real cash flow. Benjamin Graham taught Buffett the margin of safety. If you build a bridge for 10,000-pound trucks, you build it to hold 30,000. That cushion protects you from errors and bad luck. In life and money, always leave a margin for error. Never risk what you need for what you want. Protect your downside. If you buy a farm, you care about how many bushels of corn it produces every year. You don't check the price of farmland every day. Treat your investments like a farm, not a lottery ticket. Focus on the output, the cash flow, and the productivity, not the market noise. Let the crops grow. Gold is inert, it just sits there. But a farm or a business produces value every single year. Buffett prefers assets that gush cash. He'd rather own all the farmland in America than a cube of gold that does nothing. Invest in things that create, not just exist. Wealth is productive, not just reflective. Life is like a snowball. The important thing is finding wet snow and a really long hill. Most people stop rolling the ball because they want the mountain of snow today. They don't understand that the magic is in the roll. Find your wet snow and stay on the hill. Compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. Buffett has been rolling that ball for over 80 years. 99% of his wealth was earned after his 50th birthday. The magic isn't in the genius. The magic is in the time. Patience is the ultimate competitive advantage. Let time do the heavy lifting for you. Stay on the hill. When Buffett finally bought tech, he bought Apple. He realized it wasn't a tech company, it was a consumer staple with immense pricing power. People would give up their second car before their iPhone. Invest in indispensability. Find the products people cannot live without. During the 2008 panic, while the world was selling, Buffett bought Goldman Sachs. His deal paid him $15 a second in dividends. He was greedy when others were fearful. Crisis is simply an opportunity wearing a terrifying mask. Be prepared when the storm hits. In 1991, Buffett told Congress, "Lose money for the firm and I will be understanding. Lose a shred of reputation and I will be ruthless." It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. In your pursuit of wealth, never sacrifice your integrity. It's the only asset that stays with you. When hiring, Buffett looks for three things: intelligence, energy, and integrity. But he warns, if they don't have integrity, the first two will kill you. A smart, energetic person without morals is a liability. Surround yourself with people whose character matches their competence. Buffett spends 80% of his day reading. Knowledge, like money, compounds. Charlie Munger says he's never known a wise person who didn't read all the time. Cultivate a voracious curiosity. The more you know, the more you see the opportunities others miss. Read to win. Your mind is your greatest leverage. There's a profound difference between being wealthy and looking rich. Looking rich is about consumption and display. Being wealthy is about autonomy, the ability to wake up and do exactly what you want with your day. Choose freedom over status every single time. Wealth is the ability to fully experience life. Every decision has an opportunity cost. Every dollar spent on a want is a dollar that cannot be invested in a need. The true price of a luxury item isn't the tag, it's the decade of freedom you traded for it. Measure every purchase in years of your life, not just dollars. What is your freedom worth? Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving. This one shift in priority can change your entire financial destiny. It's a non-negotiable contract you sign with your future self. Pay your future self before you pay anyone else. Your future is a priority, not an afterthought. Charlie Munger taught us inversion. Instead of asking, "How do I get rich?" ask, "What would keep me broke?" And then avoid those things religiously. Avoid debt, avoid ego, and avoid chasing the crowd. It's easier to be not stupid than it is to be a genius. Invert, always invert. Avoiding the negatives is the fastest path to the positive. Buffett is giving away over 99% of his wealth. He believes in leaving children enough so they can do anything, but not so much they can do nothing. Real legacy isn't a pile of cash. It's the character you build and the impact you leave. Your success should benefit more than just yourself. Give back to the lottery. The greatest investment you can make isn't in a stock or a house, it's in yourself. Developing skills that inflation can't touch. Your talents and your character are the only assets that can never be taken away or eroded by the market. Invest in your own mind first. You are your own best asset. Start there. It takes emotional discipline, the willingness to be misunderstood for a decade so you can be free for the rest of your life. It's about delayed gratification, the hallmark of the wealthy mindset. Be willing to wait while others are rushing to be broke. The long term is where the winners live. Wait for your turn. But wealth is meaningless without joy. Buffett's ultimate metric for success is tap dancing to work. True happiness is doing what you love with people you respect. Don't build a massive bank account only to realize you hate your life. Wealth should fund your joy, not replace it. Buffett's conclusion is simple. Never bet against America. The American tailwind has powered prosperity for over 2 centuries. Since his birth in 1930, the standard of living has increased 7-fold. The system is a golden goose that keeps on laying. Be an optimist about the long term, and the market will reward you. The future is bright. Staying broke is often a choice made through 1,000 small decisions every year. Every time you buy something you don't need to impress people you don't like, you're selling a piece of your future. Stop selling your freedom for a fleeting dopamine hit. Choose your future self. Choose the freedom you deserve. Stop trying to look rich. Start becoming wealthy. Your future self will thank you for the discipline you show right now. The long hill is waiting for you. Which path will you choose? The one that feels good today, or the one that makes you free tomorrow? The power is in your hands. Make the right choice. The choice is always yours. Choose freedom over status. Choose the long hill. Choose to roll the snowball. Start today. Your legacy begins with your next decision. Roll the ball. Build your future now.